Hello everyone. Hi, good morning. Good morning, I say at 8:48 p.m. Don't mind me. I'm a little bit out of it today apparently. Hello everyone. Hi. It's Monday. Yay. And by yay I mean rip. It's okay. We can make it. We still got 4 days. 4 days left. Yeah. Plague Puppy, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. It's Monday. It do be Monday. Howdy. How's it going? So, today we're gonna be chilling. My weekend was rather entertaining, so I don't know, I kinda just wanna share what happened this weekend. And then we can go ahead and make some DnD characters. I'm gonna be starting a DnD campaign kind of thing with a bunch of VTuber friends soon. So I kinda wanna make like a little tutorial on how to make a VTuber character for all the newer people. And Void, hi! How's it going? Yes, I just wanted to make like some D&D characters, kind of like a tutorial. Just, I don't know, just to mess around a bit. I think it'd be fun. And of course, it's also educational, which is doubly nice. But yeah, my weekend was rather interesting. Don't discount how calm I am. I'm just tired. It's been a long weekend. We've done a lot. Like, so on Friday, you know, the Elden Ring DLC dropped recently, and I haven't been streaming it, which I probably should, but my computer doesn't want me to stream it. I've tried, and like, it just explodes. So I can't really stream the Elden Ring DLC, which is really weird. Man came into the emergency room with severed hands. That's been my day. Oh boy, that does not sound like a fun Monday. That's a very exciting start to the week, and not in a good way. That must have been slightly traumatizing. Yeah, all I had to do was I had to deal with invoices, which I mean I guess is significantly less terrifying. Yeah, this weekend was weird. It was like, I don't know, it was so busy, but like entirely my fault busy. In a good way though, like it was fun. Not as traumatic as not having a week to back it up. That is a mood. But yeah, like, so the Elden Ring DLC, right? First of all, it's really good. I highly recommend it. But you streamed some Minecraft earlier, and right now you're doing a sewing project. Oh, nice. I always love sewing. My grandmother's actually a seamstress. So I've always been fond of sewing, even though I have no idea how to do it. That's so cool. Yeah, my current hyperfixation has been Elden Ring. So, you know, just inflicting psychological torment on myself through video games because work doesn't do that to me enough. You mostly make plushies? Yeah, that's so cute. I want a plushie. You're just vibing? Nice. But yeah, honestly, Elden Ring has been my massive hyperfixation recently. That and DnD, which is why we're doing a DnD stream. But I will say, well, let me just make sure my music isn't too loud. Let me turn this on. Let's just chill. This is a more chill stream. We can lower it a bit more. Perfect. So, on top of that, right? They released the DLC, and it only took them 5 days to update the seamless co-op mod. So I got one of my friends IRL, and I'm like, "You want to play Elden Ring?" He was like, "You know what? Whatever, sure." And we have been junking the game for the past week, like non-stop. It's just so much fun. And the co-op mod makes it a million times better. But I have two statements regarding that though, specifically. First off, I hate Moog. Moog is rude. I don't like Moog. But also, yeah, so Friday, we were playing Elden Ring, and I may or may not have only gone to bed at 5 a.m. on Saturday, I mean. So, I ended up staying awake for quite literally 24 hours, because, I woke up at 5 a.m. to go to work, got home at like 6 p.m. after traffic and everything, had supper, and then played Elden Ring till 5 a.m. It was a great Friday. I have no regrets. None whatsoever. I would scold, however my sleep schedule is no better. I feel like that's a universal thing with VTubers. We all just have terrible sleep schedules. I did not read the title and was jump scared by the ASMR Nobu LMAO. Mission successful, I jump scared Tyria. Mwahaha. But yeah, so that was a thing with Elden Ring. It was great. I have no regrets. It's so much fun. Anyways, I'm here, dying, but here. That's a mood. I'm so itchy right now. And that brings me to my Saturday. So, Saturday, I had a birthday party. But it was outdoors. And it was really fun. I ended up playing badminton for like 4 hours, and it was the first time I'd ever played badminton in like 10 years. So it was really cool. I don't think ASMR is supposed to scare people, Nobu. I think it only scared you, Tyria. But yeah, I wonder if I should switch it to ASMR, but I mean, I feel like just chatting fits more. It's not ASMR enough to be ASMR, I feel like. Are you saying I'm not people? What do you mean? I'm... That's not what I meant. Stop pulling me. Stop it. You're a mod now. But yeah, so I had an outdoor birthday party on Saturday, and I got absolutely devoured by mosquitoes. I have like at least 12 mosquito bites on my arms, and maybe like another like 6 on my back. I've got like 9 more mosquito bites on my legs. It itches. It's pain. I hate mosquitoes. I hate them so much. Why do mosquitoes exist? Aren't mods legally required to bully the streamer? I'm just doing my job. Honestly, that's fair. That's fair. I can't blame you for that. They like me because I'm so sweet. I didn't like them though. I swear, like, it was so bad. I think I must have killed like 20 mosquitoes, and I still walked out with like 20 mosquito bites. I know. It's like, other bugs I can manage, right? Like, bees are fine. They won't sting you if you don't bother them. Bees just want to do bee things. They don't want to deal with you. You don't want to deal with them. So if you leave them alone, they're nice. Wasps are a little bit more rude, but as long as you give them like a wide area, they won't bug you. But mosquitoes? Like, nobody likes mosquitoes. Not even other bugs like mosquitoes. All they do is suck blood and like contribute to nothing. At least, like, you know, I don't like spiders. I really don't. They're creepy. Nothing should have that many legs. But at the very least, at least spiders are helpful. It's like that one spider I had in my basement one day, one year, and we had like an unwritten agreement, and he would eat all the bugs in my basement, and in return, as long as he stayed in his corner when I was there, I wouldn't squish him. And it worked. Exactly. Mosquitoes are bleh. I don't like mosquitoes. That being said, aside from the mosquitoes, it was really fun. I got to play badminton. We had Costco hot dogs, which I mean, like, I think everyone can agree on this, but like, thank you for the head pat. I think everyone can agree on this, but Costco hot dogs are like top tier hot dogs. You can't really get better than Costco hot dogs. It's like, you know, they've been $1.50 since like what, 1980? And they haven't changed, and they're still like almost a foot long. They're just so good. And so worth it. In a world where everything is getting so much more expensive, Costco hot dogs are like the real MVP. You don't think you haven't had Costco hot dogs? It's honestly they're my favorite hot dogs, but they're like Costco pizza though. You know, to be fair, like, I'm Italian, so usually when I have pizza, it's either homemade or it's like, I mean, there's a Costco near where I live, near-ish at least, but like, it's more accessible for me to go to like an Italian restaurant to get pizza. And I mean, I feel like if you're gonna get pizza and the Italian restaurant is closer, why take a detour to Costco? You know? But I will say Costco pizza is good. Out of the fast food pizzas, which I don't think there's many fast food pizzas, like what is there? Costco, Domino's, Papa John's. Costco's are really good. Costco's is really good. But they're all really good though. Pizza's pizza. You can't mess up pizza. Unless you put pineapple on it. That's where I draw the line personally. Little Caesars, or however you spell it. We don't have Little Caesars in Canada. I've actually never had Little Caesars. I see the commercials, because we get some US commercials from time to time on TV. So I've seen the Little Caesars commercials, but I've never actually had Little Caesars. Is it actually good? Enlighten me, enlighten the Canadian fox. The pineapple comment was an attack against me specifically, and I know it. I plead the fifth. I reserve the right to remain silent. That made some of the best pizza. My favorite is chicken, bacon, and ranch. Ooh, that's good. It's an unorthodox combo. Definitely not traditional, but that's some good shit right there. I can't argue against that. But how about the pizza on pineapple? Okay, now, you see, pineapple on pizza is a crime. Pizza on pineapple, that's a war crime. That I'm pretty sure if you look in the Geneva Convention, you will see pizza on pineapple. I can imagine. That's probably really filling. I kind of want to try that though. It's been a while since I've had that. Last time I had like a pizza similar to that was at Domino's. It was really good. I can imagine if it was like made by like a smaller like family-owned business, it'd be even better. There's pineapple Pepsi? Okay, now that sounds interesting. That sounds really weird, but like kind of cool though. Pineapple Pepsi. Yeah, I English is hard. Pineapple Pepsi. There we go. Country sweet chicken? Ooh. You know, it's funny. So, like, growing up, well, one, I like meat. Meat is yummy. Chicken, beef, all that good stuff. But, like, growing up, most kids, like, I feel like always go for fruits. Everyone likes fruits. I can't stand fruits. I don't like fruits. I'm very, very picky. Only with fruits though. But vegetables? Like I'd eat like entire bowls of veggies as a kid. But like you try feeding me like an apple or strawberries or something? Yeah. I was literally like the reverse of everyone else. Yeah, fruit flavored stuff is fine. Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, English isn't my first language, but still, I want to try and make sure, like, make it good, you know? I'll eat fruit if you eat my veggies. Unless it's potatoes, I will eat all the potatoes. Honestly, potatoes are good. Potatoes are top tier. Honestly, like the most versatile veggie, period. Potato. You could do so much with potatoes. You know, it's funny. There's two fruits that I will eat without any problems. It doesn't bother me. Raspberries and watermelon. I really like raspberries and watermelon, but like everything else, it's got to be like just right, or else I don't know. I don't like it. Picking berries and making jelly and juice. That sounds fun though. That does sound like a fun time. Ever had black raspberries? Not blackberries. Oh, there's such a thing? I didn't even know that existed. We do have access. We do have a blackberry tree, and so I do like blackberries because I've had them since I was very young because the tree. But black raspberries? I didn't even know those were a thing. That sounds cool. Hattie, hi! How's it going? Hello from Twitter. People don't sell them because they can't really be cultivated, but they're my favorite berry. Ooh, nice. Yeah, seasonal fruits like that are cool sometimes. Are pretty cool sometimes. But yeah. It was another interesting thing that happened this weekend. So aside from me getting absolutely demolished by mosquitoes on Saturday, on Sunday, I went out with some friends to like a Renaissance fair. It was really cool, and you got to see people like dressed in like old-timey cosplay and stuff. It was really nice. But I think the highlight was I got to see a jousting tournament. It was really cool because like usually whenever there's like jousting of some kind, it's always with like target practice. Like they have the target set up and then they just try and hit the targets with the spears. But at the fair I went to, it wasn't with targets. They weren't using targets. They were like, there was like 6 people in full plate armor, shields, spears, everything, and they were going at it. Like they were literally shattering the spears on each other's armor. It was crazy. It was like legitimate jousting. It was so cool. Next time I go to one, I want to cosplay it. This time was kind of last minute, so I didn't have anything to really put together. But I really want to go to one and cosplay. I think that'd be really cool. Did you get to yell huzzah? Of course. Yeah, exactly. It's so cool to see like knights charging each other on like an actual armor on horses and stuff. Like, it's crazy to think that like that was entertainment. Like something like what, 300 years ago, people would go watch that for entertainment, and here we are 300 years later, and we're still going and watch the same shit for entertainment. Like, we have not changed. You can ask someone 300 years ago, you want to go see people like spear each other off of horses? Absolutely. 300 years later? The answer's still absolutely. One of my streamer friends is night themed, so I had to take some vids for him last time I went. Honestly, yeah, I took some pictures. They had some really cool armor. There was one guy who had like, it was like a really nice like polished steel armor with like, I don't think it was real gold. It was probably bronze, but like he had like bronze accents on the armor, and he was wearing like this like cyan cape. It was really nice. Which yeah, was sick. And then like the random thing I did there was I went to this one like stand in like the shop area, and there was someone selling sauces. Like just sauces. Clavier, hello. And like, so I go up to the person, right? And I'm looking at the sauces. They look pretty good. They're all like maple syrup based sauces, but like maple syrup based vinaigrettes, which is really interesting. So I'm looking, and then the lady turns to me and she's like, you know, hello, would you like to taste it? Would you like to taste it? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I said sure, thinking, you know, she'd probably ask me if I wanted to try one or two of the products, you know? She made me try all 12 of the products they had on display. It was like a full-on, like, gourmet experience of tasting sauces. It was the most random experience I've had at a vendor at like a fair of some kind. But to be fair, she sold me on the product with that. Like I tasted them. Some of them were really cool. There was like a raspberry vinaigrette that I was really tempted to get, but I ended up getting like a garlic honey Dijon mustard kind of vinaigrette, which is really good. And of course made with maple syrup too. And the other one I got that was really interesting was, so it was a vinaigrette made with maple syrup, dark chocolate, balsamic vinegar, and chilies and cayenne pepper. Which sounds like a really weird combination of ingredients until you try it and you're like, oh damn, that's actually really good. Honestly, for real, like I wasn't really walking up to the stand thinking of I was gonna buy sauces at a Ren fair. I walked out with 3. I spent $25 on sauce. It was just, she sold me. Oh no, wait. Did my thing not turn on? It did not turn on. Hold on, we're gonna fix that real quick. I'm gonna reboot that real quick and use it. I got lost in the sauce, quite literally. I lost $25 in the sauce, to be specific. But yeah, the third sauce though wasn't really a sauce, it was more like a spread. But it was like this maple syrup honey caramel. Actually crazy. It was so good. Like, I'm still buzzing about it. I can't wait to like just put it on like a slice of toast or something and eat that. Oh, it's gonna be so good. There's a little scuff. I was wondering where the scuff was. Everything was going so well. There had to have been a bit of scuff. It had to be somewhere. Yeah, I know, right? Like, she made me try all the other sauces, and I was considering the raspberry sauce, and she got to like this like that caramel sauce last. And the second I tasted them, I was like, yeah, forget the raspberry sauce. I need this. I need this caramel sauce. Like, it doesn't help that I'm already a sucker for caramel, but like, caramel made from maple syrup and honey? Come on, now I'm sold. Ah, there we go. Okay, we cleared the queue of those. Thank you for the cookies, Teddy. Clavier. Oh my god, I can't. I read Talus and Clavier at the same time and somehow got dyslexic for a second. Man, I've only said your name like how many times? Oh, I'm so bad. But yeah, it was really good. And another interesting thing they had there, my friend has been raving about this one brand of beer for the longest time. It's like a Canadian brand, and it's like a DnD themed beer. Which already I'm sold because I'm a nerd and I love DnD. But he kept raving about how their dark beer was like the best beer he's ever had. It's his favorite beer. And I'm like, okay, I gotta try this. And they had it at the event, but they didn't have that specific beer that he wanted. They had like a red stout, which was also really, really good, because that's what they ended up having. But we realized we're like, you know, we're like 45 minutes away from like where we normally are. We can drive like 30 more minutes out and go to like one of the specialty stores out in the countryside, and maybe, just maybe, they'll have it there. They usually, and he's like, they usually do. So I'm like, okay, why not? You know, let's go on a little road trip for beer, because of course, why not? So we went on a road trip, an hour and a half out of town for beer. And the worst part is, we went all that way, got to the store, and they were out of beer. The guy's like, yeah, sorry, we're supposed to be getting a shipment next week. We were so disappointed. we traveled an hour and a half out of town for a specific brand of beer, only to be told, sorry, we're sold out. It was rough, truly. So yeah, anyways, we drove back, and we drove back like an hour and a half in shame because we could not get the beer we wanted. We picked up some other stuff though, so I guess it wasn't a total loss. But yeah. Truly the saddest moment of my weekend. I did not get the beer. To quote the great and powerful Captain Price from Call of Duty, "Mission failed, we'll get him next time." Yeah, so that was basically my experience. It was quite fun though, altogether. I can't complain. It was a very busy weekend in a good way. That being said, speaking of busy, let's get on to creating those D&D characters like we said we were gonna do this in this session, this little small stream. Let me see. Let's go here. Set window capture to form fillable D&D PDF. Perfect. Nice. All right, and whoosh. Oh wait, not that one. There we go. You're working on a D&D character, you had an idea for something cute, so you found a playable mimic race homebrew? Oh, that sounds sick. I love oh, wrong button. Stream Deck, don't fail me now. There we go. That's what I wanted. So yeah, so for those of you looking to play D&D, this is what the character sheet normally looks like. You've got various different aspects of it, and there's a lot of different things we'll cover as we go through this. So, starting from the top, you got your character name, your class and level, background, player name, experience points, alignment, and race. These are all important factors, I'd say. Well, player name is just so you know that it's your sheet, especially when you're playing with multiple people. It's more useful when you're playing IRL, because you don't want to mix everything up. But, you know, I want to DM again so bad, but every group I try to DM falls apart before. I feel that. I've had like two groups fall apart on me, and it was kind of sad when it did. But it is worth it to try. Because when you get that one group that actually sticks together through a whole campaign, and you get to the end of it, it's really, really worth it. It's always fun. You've had 4 now? Oof. I feel that. Well, I've had 2, so I guess I don't feel that to the same extent, but yeah. It's never fun. It's never fun. For sure. So, let's see. We're gonna create a character. I'm gonna do something a little bit fun. No, we're gonna do something different here. I think we're going to create. What are we thinking? Do we want like? Let's mess around with what's it called? Let's mess around and create an artificer because that's always fun. I haven't made one of those in a hot minute. So, usually when you're creating a character, it helps to have a few things first. Different people like to start with in different areas when they're creating their characters. I personally like to have a character design or like an idea of how my character looks like first, which is a weird way of going about it, but visualizing the character helps me visualize everything that has to do with the character. At least that's just how I write. I like to have an image and then derive everything from that image. But you can write the backstory first and then think of everything else. You can try and make it a challenge, like maybe like ask yourself a question on something and then try and resolve that question with your character. So, for example, I remember one character I tried making. I made it entirely off the single gimmick of how high can I get my AC right at the start of the game. That basically was a challenge for myself. I'm like, let me create a character whose entire purpose is just to be a tank. I just want to make my AC as high as possible. Of course, there's lots more ways of making characters than that. But however you want to come up with your character's initial concept, usually that's the most difficult, but also kind of the most fun part. In this case, let's come up with a name for our artificer. I don't know, let's go with something. Let's go like Eldrick Veilbane. That sounds cool. It's a pretty cool adventurer name. Gonna make him an artificer. And we're gonna make him level 3. Ah, I forgot that every time I press... Oh my god, every time I press 3, it's gonna bonk me. Oh well. Anyways. Then you've got multiple backgrounds you can choose from. DnD has a plethora of backgrounds. And all of them have their own benefits and little gameplay changes here and there. So it's really a question of what you'd rather choose, to be honest. In the case of this character here, I chose like a noble, I think I'd choose like a noble background. I don't know, why not? Like a noble who maybe becomes an artificer for some reason. We can come up with a story at some point, but I think that's a good concept right off the bat. A noble making magic items. And then one of the most important decisions when creating your character is the race. Because a lot of races have certain specialties, and basically you want to obviously build your character for fun, and sometimes you can kind of optimize it with certain races. For example, for my character, I decided to go with rather basic. I'm gonna go variant human. But tieflings are also really cool. One of my favorite races personally is Aasimar. I don't know, I just love the idea of like being like half celestial. It's just cool. But tieflings are also awesome. There's a lot of really cool races to choose from in DnD, so honestly, you're really not limited in choice. Could be a dwarf, an elf, and they all have their own special bonuses and things that they're particularly good at. Though you're not really forced to play to those strengths if you really don't want to. Your current boy's a Null. He's big and dumb and sweet. I love that. You would love the campaign I came up with? Ooh. I had one player in one of my campaigns. Oh no, I had I only ever had one barbarian in any of my campaigns so far. And he was, of course, he was a half-orc barbarian. But it was really funny because this guy, okay, had no points in charisma. Like, his charisma was negative. He had -1 charisma. Which means every single time he would make any charisma roll, he was -1ing it. Somehow, this half-orc with negative charisma managed to like riz half the NPCs in my campaign. Like he would just constantly be like, yeah, I wanna like try and hit on this person, and then he'd roll and like he'd get like a nat 20 or like a 19, and I just stare at the dice like, really? Come on. So he was just this orc that was like terrible at regular day-to-day conversation, but like the second he tried to riz someone, he was like the guy. Me with my first bard. but that's the joke, right? You think you like we all know the D&D stereotypes, right? With all the classes. So like you see a bard and you're like, okay, the bard's gonna try and seduce everything in the campaign. It's just a thing. It's bard. It's what bards do. No one ever expects the half-orc barbarian with 8 charisma to start rizzing all the NPCs. Oh, but anyways. let me get back into my ASMR mode. I got excited about that for a second. Anyway, yeah, I've had some really interesting characters in my campaigns. My players have come up with some very, very unique character designs. I once had a ASMR didn't last. Well, look, we can break character a bit, right? We're doing D&D, we're having fun. Also, I'm not streaming in the ASMR category, I'm just streaming with the ASMR tag. So it's kind of like meh ASMR. To be fair, some half-orc designs though. Honestly, that's fair, that's valid, I agree with that. That is a valid counterpoint. But yeah, so that was a thing. And, you know, it's funny, because the joke is, we had a bard in the party. So, we had the bard, who actually had high charisma. And the half-orc barbarian with 8 charisma was like out-rizzing them. So like, imagine that. I have years of Pathfinder experience and like a year or two of 5e. Honestly, same. Most of my knowledge, I will say, comes from Pathfinder. In fact, I've been a DM for Pathfinder campaigns for about, I want to say 10 years now. I've been DMing Pathfinder. So like, I've been doing Pathfinder for a very long time. And I've recently started messing around with DnD 5e, and I have to say, personally, I really, really, really like the rule set of 5e. It's so much simpler to use than Pathfinder, but the Pathfinder setting has a special place in my heart. Hey. Yeah, so far I think I've hosted 3 Pathfinder campaigns. I've done one Starfinder campaign which is really fun. It's basically Pathfinder, but in space. It's like a sci-fi version of Pathfinder. It's really, really cool. What else have I done? I've done... I did one... I did one... like, mini Cyberpunk campaign. That was fun. Cyberpunk Red is a really cool system to play with. And, one system that's really underrated that I absolutely adore, just because of how hardcore it is Call of Cthulhu. The only problem with Call of Cthulhu is I've tried to create... I've had 3 groups with Call of Cthulhu. 3 separate play groups, and every single time, all those 3 groups broke apart. Yeah, it was those 3 groups. I've been cursed with Call of Cthulhu. I can't have a Call of Cthulhu group that actually sticks together. And it's really unfortunate, because I really, really enjoy Call of Cthulhu. There's just something about how, like, grimdark it is compared to other fantasy settings. Dreamer Kai, hello! How's it going? Go. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're just chilling, making some DnD characters. Just kind of like a mini tutorial session, chill stream today. You mostly played strictly homebrewed Pathfinder? I've done a lot of homebrew Pathfinder. I did 2 campaigns with adventure modules. I did 2 full campaigns through adventure modules, and then I did 1 entirely homebrew campaign. They were all really fun. I had a blast with them. But yeah. So now we have our background, we have our class, we're gonna go Artificer. We'll build up to level 3 for this one. I think that's a good, like, starting point. Past level 3 things get complicated, especially for beginners. And I feel like level 1 just doesn't give enough information. So level 3 is a good place to go. So for races, there's various different races, but in this case, I feel like going variant human for this. I like the idea of getting the extra feat, because humans do get an extra feat. And they have a variable bonus, unlike some of the other races who have a better bonus, but the bonuses are stuck into certain ability scores. Humans can kind of be variable with it, at the cost of how good the... Okay, people are yelling in the background, that's wonderful. Anyways, well, that threw off my train of thought. Oh yes. Races. Pandemoniums, hello. So in this case, like I said, we're gonna go variant human for that reason. Alignment. I'm feeling chaotic good. Or actually, maybe chaotic neutral. Let me make chaotic neutral. Oh. Oh, okay. There we go. And experience points. Now, experience points are interesting. It depends on your dungeon master. Usually you wouldn't fill this out right away, of course. And, it really depends on your dungeon master, like I said, because some dungeon masters like to use XP points to calculate when you level up. Personally, at least at my table, I typically prefer milestone leveling, which is where your levels are determined by reaching certain parts of the story, and not necessarily by, like, the general contribution of your character as opposed to everyone else, because I find that yields uneven levels, and it kind of becomes a bit unfair. Right, because, like, At least the way I see it. If you're gonna have a table of like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 players playing DnD, it kind of feels bad when you're the one guy at the table who's level 4 and everyone else is like level 6. It doesn't really feel right. It takes a week and a half for a wizard to get the wish spell. Yeah, wish is quite difficult to unlock. But yeah, so for that reason, I don't like XP points. But it depends on your DM. If you have a DM who uses XP points, you would normally tally them in a specific location so you know how close you are to your next level. In my case, we're just gonna ignore that because I don't use experience point leveling. I prefer milestone leveling. Now the inspiration tag here is quite interesting. Usually, if inspiration is an interesting one, so you can use your inspiration to make a roll with advantage, and usually you earn inspiration at the GM's discretion. So let's say you do something particularly cool, right? Or you carry an entire dialogue. It's really like a heroic moment. Gotta grab dinner, but I hope you all have fun. All right, have a good meal. Bon appetito. Yeah. So inspiration is basically, it's a special point. You can use it up to make a roll with advantage. And what that means is you roll twice and take the better roll. It's not something you just casually get. Your DM has to give it to you. It's specifically earned. So obviously we'll leave that blank for now because, well, we don't have inspiration. We haven't even started playing yet. Now we get to strength. Now for strength specifically, sorry, for the skill points specifically, I keep saying strength. I meant skill point. I meant like ability points. There's different ways you can do it. Different DMs like different ways. I've typically used 2. Old wizard. I studied long and hard to become an old sage. That I'm kid wizard. Long and hard? I got here in 3 weeks. Honestly. Many DMs have different rules for inspiration, but it boils down to if you roleplay and play your character, it will get gifted to you. Basically. Like I would give it to my I would, oh my god, I can't speak. I would give it out to my players. Basically when they would have earned it either by doing something really cool or like some really awesome roleplay, then it's kind of something that's like just nice. Wow, that was really cool. You know what, you deserve an inspiration point, and so it's just given out like that. As for rolling ability scores, there's a few different ways to do this. And basically it boils down to three different ways. So there's the standard array, which is no rolling, no point buy. You just get 6 fixed numbers. Divide those numbers how you feel like. It's the least variable, which does come at the cost of variability in your character designs, which I feel like that always adds a bit of spice to the campaign when your characters are varied in their skills. But of course it is the most fair because everyone gets the same numbers to work with. So there is that. That being said, on that same note, the other, I guess you could say, fair ability score method would be point buy. And point buy functions a lot like your standard RPG game. So if any of you have ever played Baldur's Gate 3, basically that's point buy. Baldur's Gate 3 runs off point buy. And that's one way of doing it. So basically all of your skills start at 8, and you can spend points to level up your skills. And effectively it boils down to like it's an increasing cost depending on how high you put your skill. So let's say I want to go from 8 to 12, that's -4. You know, another 8 to 12 -4, and then if I do that for all 6 of my stats, I'll find myself with 3 points remaining. And so I can allocate those elsewhere. The interesting thing with that is, so I think at 14, things start getting more expensive. I think so. There's like a bit of an exponential price increase once you hit 14 to make it more expensive if you want to really start with like a crazy high skill. But yeah, different DMs will have different mathematics for it and how it's calculated. But effectively, point buy boils down to you have a certain number of character points to spend, and you can attribute those skill points among your 6 ability scores. Though for this one in particular, I think we're gonna go with dice rolls. I usually do dice rolls. Although I did do one campaign with point buy, and it did work pretty well. So like I don't like standard array because I find it's too basic. Point buy is okay. I do prefer dice rolls though. Dice rolls are just fun. There's something fun about rolling dice when you're making a character and having to like deal with the variability that comes up with that in however way you see fit. It's cool. It's cool, and it yields some interesting characters. In the first campaign I ever played with, and it sucks because it was a group that kind of fell apart, but it was the first time I ever got to be a player in a D&D campaign, and it's kind of what got me into the whole thing in the first place. We had a wizard. Now, unfortunately, we were doing dice rolls, and unfortunately, well, the rest of us had decent rolls. Our poor wizard, his highest stat was a 13 in intelligence. Like, he had 13 in intelligence as a wizard, and that was his highest stat. Needless to say, it was very interesting. He did make very good use of Mage Hand, though. He was very smart with Mage Hand. It was funny to see. He did a lot of weird things with it. And funny things with it in combat. His favorite question was, how much does the enemy weigh? Because he'd always... It's like, oh, they weigh less than 5 pounds? Perfect. Mage Hand. Yeet. But yeah, unfortunately, as a wizard with 13 intelligence, you're not gonna get very high into your skill level, into your spell levels. I had very low strength and was one shot. Oh boy. So you see, that is the risk that comes with dice rolls. But I do find it interesting with the variability. You could always reroll it. You get one reroll for a nat 1. That's fair. I just don't like ones in general, especially at the start of, like, during character creation, I don't like ones. Later on in the game, I allow single rerolls for ones, and then like for like when you level up and you get more HP and stuff like that. But for initial character creation, I really don't like having any ones, because I feel like it's unfair to that player if they have all ones and if someone else rolls really well. Hey Z, thank you for the sub. Thank you. So yeah, I would say dice rolls are probably my favorite. You roll 4 dice for each stat, drop the lowest one. That's your numbers. You can allocate them however you want afterwards, and that's that. If you roll a 1, you re-roll the 1. No ones. That's my ruling. That's usually how I go about it. So, in this case, let's do some rolls. Let's see. I don't have rolls here, so we're gonna do something funny here. We're gonna go Google. Okay, we're gonna do Google Dice Roll. There we go. All right, we got 4. 3, so that's 7. Another 4. And a 5. So we're gonna drop the 3, so that's 4, 4, 5. So that's 8 plus 5, that's 13. That's our first skill. We have 13. Now we're gonna fix it up afterwards. We're just gonna keep going for now. So we've got 5, 3, 6, and 4. So 4, 5, 6, so we're gonna drop the 3. So 4 plus 6, that's 10, plus 5, that's 15. Not bad. That's a very good roll. Next one, we got 1. As we said, we're gonna re-roll the 1. 2. Rip. 3. 4. 5. So we'll drop the 2, we'll get the 3, 4, 5. So that's 9 plus 3, that's 12. So now we get 3, 5, 6, 4. We'll drop the 3. So 5, 6, 4. That's another 15. Thank you for the hydrate, Hazy. Oh, ad break. I guess that gives me a perfect chance to finish this. So double 6 and a 4. Damn. At jail, let's go. Woo! We'll just chill for 2 minutes until that's done. Let me finish this last one, and we'll continue from there. 2, 2, 2, 6. I was gonna scream if that was another 2, I'm not gonna lie. So you have 2, 2, 6, so 10. Okay, so these stats are pretty good. 6 plus 6 plus 4 is 16, not 17. That is very true. It's a good thing I deal with large numbers all day. Anyways. Guess I'll use this opportunity to go get food. Yes. Now is a good time to go get food if you would like. Imagine having ads. And subbing. The subbing privileges. It do be, really. It's just the way Twitch is designed. I gotta have ads. I feel like having one ad break of 3 minutes every hour is less annoying than having a minute and a half every 30 minutes. Like, is that just me? Like, if I've got to choose where to have my ads, pre-rolls are annoying. At least if I know an ad is like, there's gonna be an ad break every hour, I can account for that most of the time, unless I forget, like today. So, you know, it's not so bad. It do be. We've got to make do with what we have. It is what it is. Ad break ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I counted too fast. Okay, there we go. Welcome back from the ads. How did it feel to chew 5 gum? Anyways, so now we have all our points. I just continued rolling while we were on break, so that's it. We have all our points, we're gonna allocate them now. So, usually, unless you're being really, like, you're making, like, a really funny character build, you want to allocate these in a way that'll benefit your class the most. And Artificer is an intelligence scaling class. You've got spells, you've got a bunch of other stuff. I do believe spellcasting, you are an intelligence spellcaster. Yes. So you want to have high intelligence as an artificer. That's just, it is what it is. You gotta use that brain power of yours. My one brain cell is going chugga 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 chugga. So we're gonna put our highest stat that we have, our 16. We're gonna drop that in intelligence. We can put the 15 here in wisdom. Constitution 12. It's not great because artificers are kind of front-liney wizards. So we're gonna probably drop that into wisdom. We're gonna put the 12 here. We're gonna move our 15 up to constitution. And same for dexterity and strength. You do get a melee weapon as an artificer. You want more strength than dexterity, technically speaking. So there you go. After some quick rearranging, we have 15 strength, 13 dexterity, 15 constitution, 16 intelligence, we're very smart, 12 wisdom, and 10 charisma. We've got average communication skills, but we're really good at everything else. So that being said, what does that mean? What do the numbers, Mason? The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? So, I'm sorry. Average Riz, lol. He has average Riz. He has 10 in Riz. So how you calculate this is divided by 2, rounded down, rounded up usually, I believe. No. Sorry. It's been a while. I'm having a derpy moment. Okay. Oh yes. So how you calculate this is minus 10 divided by 2. Round up. So in this case, we have a strength of 15, right? So minus 10 would be 5. 5 divided by 2 is... Sorry, round down, my bad. You round down. So 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. Round down, it's plus 2. So we have plus 2 to our strength. For dexterity, we have 13. 13 minus 10, 3. 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. Round down, we have plus 1 dexterity. And we just keep going down the list. So 5 divided by 2. We have plus 2. Intelligence is 16, which is still also only a plus 2. Sorry, no, it's a plus 3. Usually when you hit an even number, it goes up by 1. Is like the general rule. You want to have even numbers because that means you're optimized. So anyways, intelligence 16 minus 10, it's a 6 divided by 2. We have plus 3 to our intelligence. Wisdom, same thing. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And lastly, last but not least, 10 minus 10 is 0. 0 divided by 2 is 0. So now we have all our ability scores and all of our dice bonuses. What does this do? Well, your saving throws are affected effectively just by that. So usually your saving throws are basically equivalent to your bonus unless you have an additional bonus because of your class. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It depends what class you're playing. Oh, however, before we do that, we have one more thing that we could do. See, we chose Variant Human. And so, while most races get a plus 2 to 1 skill, lots of numbers, complicated. Yes, this is the fun part. So, while a lot of races usually get a plus 2 to a specific skill, and then a +1 to another one, humans can choose any 2 skills they want, but they only get +1 to both. So, in a way, humans are kind of like a jack-of-all-trade race in DnD. We're not particularly good at anything specific, but we're variable. We can do a lot of different things. So, hence why we chose it here. It works well for us. We can choose to increase our odd-numbered abilities here, at least the ones that matter. We're going to be frontline mages. So we're going to put +1 in Constitution and +1 in Strength from our racial feature. And that'll boost our bonus to +3 for both. Ow. Ow. So, your proficiency bonus. What does that mean? Well, your proficiency bonus is usually, I believe, is usually your level. Yeah, it's just your level. Well, it's based on your level. It's not just your level, but at our current level, level 3, our proficiency bonus would be I just need to look through the rulebook. I forget what it is off the top of my head. It's +2. Okay, there we go. And that's why it helps to have the rulebook with you. So, we have +2 proficiency bonus. Now we can start calculating some fun things, like saves and other things. So... we go here. So you're gonna have usually 2 saves that you're proficient in. In the case of the Artificer class, you're proficient in Constitution and Intelligence. So when it comes to our saving throws, we're gonna check off Intelligence and we're gonna check off Constitution. Oh no, sorry. We're normally just proficient in Intelligence, but you'll see why I'm also going to be proficient in Constitution once I get to that. I'm skipping a step. Ignore me. At level 3, you usually get like a special extra thing for your class. Most classes get like an advancement at level 3. In the case of this build, I kind of want to go with the tankier one. Artificers have a choice of either going a DPS route or a tanky route. I feel like building the tanky one could be funny. So we can't check. Oh no, there we go. So we're gonna check both, and we're gonna do +3 strength because we only have 3 strength. Now this is really tiny on my screen. I don't know why the font is like 2 font, but it is what it is. We got +3 to strength. We got +1 to dexterity. Now, Constitution, we have +3, but we're proficient in Constitution, which means because we're proficient in Constitution, we don't just add our ability score, we also add our proficiency bonus. And so it's actually going to be 3 +2 because we're level 3. So it's +5. Same for Intelligence. We have 16 Intelligence +2. We have a +5 Intelligence save modifier. Our Wisdom is going to be +1, and our Charisma is going to be 0. And so this is going to extend to all of your other skills. Usually, when you're creating your class, you get to decide different like what skills you're going to be proficient. So normally you get to pick 2, that are related to your class, and then you get 2 at base. I think in the case of Artificer, we are going to be proficient in Arcana, History, Investigation, Perception, and lastly, Persuasion. So we're proficient in all those skills. And what that means is that we get to add our proficiency bonus to those skills. Hazy, thank you for the gifted sub. Oh my god. Thank you so much. So we're just going to go down this list really quick. So, animal handling is wisdom based, so +1. Arcana is intelligence based, so +5. Athletics is strength based, so +3. Deception is charisma based, so we're going to get 0 bonus to that. History, we're going to get 5 again because it's intelligence. And so on and so forth, going down the entire thing. I won't waste time filling them all out. We're just chilling here. And I'm mostly trying to teach how it's done instead of actually doing it myself. But that's the general gist. So it usually tells you what skill is associated with it. So in this case, you have Dex, you have Wisdom, you have Intelligence, you have Strength, you have Charisma for Deception. And so you just need to see what ability score is tied with that skill, and then take the bonus. And if you're proficient, you also add your proficiency bonus. That's about it, really, for that. Now, we're going to skip over armor class for now, because that's entirely dependent on what armor you're wearing. And usually that's dependent on your starting gear, which we haven't gotten to yet. So we're going to skip that for now. But generally, what your armor class is how high an enemy has to roll in order to hit you. So let's say your armor class is 14. That would mean that the enemy needs to roll 14 or higher in order to hit you in combat. Initiative. How hard to bonk before you get hurt? Effectively. Initiative, on that note, is like how fast your character is at reacting in combat. So when combat starts, every DM will famously say roll initiative. And what that means is you're going to take your 20-sided dice, you're going to roll it, and you're going to add whatever your initiative bonus is, which is usually derived directly from your dexterity. So in this case, our dexterity is +1. So we're just going to put +1 as our initiative. And what that means is, let's say we roll 14. Well, we rolled 15 for initiative. Now, that places us number 15 in the action queue of a round. And now everyone who rolled higher than 15 gets to go before us in combat. Everyone who rolled below 15 has to go after us in combat. And basically then, once the order of combat is set up, you rinse and repeat, going through all the combat rounds until no one's left. Well, until one side's left. Now, speed is just how far you can travel in a single turn. Usually each square on a DnD grid map is 5 feet by 5 feet. So with that knowledge, you can assume, let's say I have a movement speed of 30 feet per round. That would mean I could move 6 squares in a single turn, since each square is 5 feet by 5 feet. Now, hit dice. This is how many... This is effectively the, like, what you're rolling for your HP. In the case of the Artificer class, your hit dice is... So yeah, your hit dice is 1d8. So for our hit dice here, we're gonna put one. There we go. For our hit dice over here, we're gonna put 1d8, and for each hit dice, we're gonna add our constitution. So in this case, we're level 3 currently, right? So plus 3. Sorry, so our constitution is plus 3. We are level 3. So it's plus 9. We'll see 5 times. It's already 10. I wanted to do that, but I'm taking so long with this one. I underestimated just how long it takes to actually make D&D characters. And there you go. So we have 3d8 plus 9 hit die. At least our hit die total is 3. Our regular base hit die is 1d8 plus 3. Now, we're level 3. So we are going to roll that 3 times to determine our health. Usually, the first level, I don't roll. Because I don't like someone having 1 health at level 1. Because, you know, you get sneezed on and you die. Which is not fun for anyone sitting at the table. So, that being said, let's say we have... Let's say on the first level that you get, when you're first creating your character, I don't do rolls. I just assume you roll the maximum. That's just how I like to do it. It's a homebrew rule at my table. Other DMs might say otherwise, but I just feel it's more fair to actually get the most out of your class, at least at the start, because it kind of sucks if you roll a 1 at level 1, and so you have, quite literally, 1 HP. What do you do? What do you do if you have 1 HP? You're not doing anything. So, to avoid that problem altogether, I just assume that you automatically rolled maximum at level 1. Find an 8-sided dice for this class. Die. Pretty much, yeah. It's that one meme of the old man, I guess I'll die. Dies in 1d4 sneeze damage. We'll roll that. So, we rolled a 2, which isn't great, but it is what it is. It's not a 1, so I'm not going to re-roll that. And the second roll is also a 2, which also isn't great. I kind of want to cry, but it is what it is. So, in this case, like I said, first level, we automatically assume we rolled the max. So we have 8 plus 3, that would be 11. Level 2, we get 2 plus 3, so 5. And level 3, 2 plus 3, that's 5. Add those all together, and we get 5 plus 5, 10. 10 plus 11, we have 21 HP max. Our current hit points, we have 21 HP. We have no temp HP because that's basically like an overshield kind of thing. Some spells and stuff give you temporary HP. What that is effectively a health bar on top of your health bar. Usually these little boxes here on the side, we can ignore them for this session, since we're just making the character to show off how to do the stats and stuff. But here, you could write some like personality traits, some ideals that your character follows, some bonds that your character has, or maybe some personality flaws they suffer from. And at least it's just quick access to their flaws, their pros, I guess you can call it. Their personality in general, so you kind of know what you're doing when you're acting them out. Because, you know, we're all busy. Sometimes we forget what our character is like. So at least like that, you can kind of just go back and remember. Now, all the way down here, we have passive wisdom. It's just your wisdom modifier. If you're proficient in wisdom, you can add your proficiency bonus to this. We are not proficient in wisdom, so it's just our +1 modifier, that's all. And what passive wisdom is it's how perceptive you are of your surroundings when you're not actively looking for anything. So let's say your character's walking down the street, and there's an assassin ready to jump out from the side streets and attack your PC, right? Now, your character is just casually enjoying his night. They're not looking for an assassin about to kill them, right? They're just out for a good time. So they're not rolling for perception because, you know, they're not actively searching for something, so they wouldn't be rolling. In this case, the +1 is like a modifier to your base, like, perception score, which in this case is already, I think, +1. Oh no, I guess I'll lay down and die. Effectively, it's just how perceptive you are when you're not actually doing the roll. The higher your passive wisdom, the harder it is for you to, well, yeah. So sorry, no, it's not your modifier. It's just the number. I'm dumb. I made a mistake. Wah. So my wisdom is 12. My passive perception is 12. What that means? Let's say you're trying to sneak up on my character. You need to roll a stealth check to sneak up on me. Well, in order to successfully sneak up on me, you need to beat my passive perception, which is 12. So if you roll 12 or higher, you've successfully sneaked up on my character. Now, if you roll 11 or lower, something happened, you stepped on the twig, you ran into someone because you weren't paying attention while you're following me, and I turned around and I noticed you. So that's basically how that works. Here you have other proficiencies in languages. If you have other proficiencies that aren't listed here, like weapon proficiencies and stuff like that, languages that your characters knows other than the base common, you can write them here and just kind of list them off so you remember. Then we have attacks and spellcasting. This is where you would put like the information about like your weapons that you have. In this case, the artificer gets like a magical item called the Thunder Gauntlet. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so what the Thunder Gauntlet does is, we're gonna just type that here. Thunder Gauntlet. Your attack bonus is usually equal to whatever the modifier is. In this case, yeah, so in this case it's +4. I believe. Sorry. +6, my bad. Because we have a 3 in strength. Oh no, wait. I am all over the place today. My numbers are off. Don't ignore my math. So we have a 3 in strength, and the weapon scales off strength. So it's +3 from the strength, +2 from our proficiency bonus, +5 to hit. Now the damage of the Thunder Gauntlet is going to be 1d8. And we're going to add an additional amount of damage based on our modifier, which in this case is +3 because we have 3 strength. Makes sense? The higher our strength, the harder we punch. The harder we punch, the more damage we deal. And here at the bottom in equipment, you can kind of write what you have. So in this case, you know, Thunder Gauntlets. I can't type, but you get the idea. And then here you have features and traits. You can write a bunch of other cool stuff about your character. Usually on the second page, they give you a bunch of like further information to flesh out your character's backstory. So you have a backstory tab, additional features and traits, allies and organizations that they might be associated with, a place to put a picture of your character so that you can have their appearance, any treasure they've accumulated. Usually here in features and traits, you would also put any feats that you've acquired. Like I said, we did pick Variant Human, which means we get a feat from that. So, if we go down to feats, I decided to choose Fate Touched, which is a feat that increases your wisdom, intelligence, or charisma by 1, and you get to learn a free spell. 2 free spells, actually, from a list. So, we're gonna go Fate Touched. And like I said, so I'm increasing my intelligence by +1. So we're gonna actually go here. We actually have 17 intelligence because of that, which doesn't actually increase our modifier because 17 minus 10 is 7. 7 divided by 2 would be 3.5. We round down. So it's still 3. Feet stinky? Guys laugh, I'm funny. Tyria, yes, you are funny. Thank you. I can't with you sometimes. You in fact passed the check. You succeeded. Congratulations. You made the fox giggle. But yeah, so Fate Touched increases intelligence by 1, and then adds 2 free spells. In this case, it would be adds Misty Step. And we chose, you can choose one spell of your choosing. We chose Charm. We're gonna choose Charm Person because it's just a good spell. But you can choose anything really here. And there you go, Charm Person. But now you might be asking, okay, but Nobu, what about these spells you mentioned? Where do these go? You have a spell book. Now, sometimes some programs will automate this. Sometimes you have to write this by hand. It depends where you're playing, and what your DM is using. But usually you're given a page where you can write all of your spells and maybe like a short description on what they do. So here we have cantrips. What cantrips are level 0 spells. And what that means is they're spells that can be used an unlimited number of times per day. You don't run out of cantrip slots, assuming you even have cantrip slots in the first place. Some classes just can't use magic. But if you are a class that can use magic, cantrips are unlimited. You don't run out. Usually that also means they're pretty weak. But they have some surprisingly useful uses that betray how low level they actually are. So, you know, with some creativity, you'd be surprised what someone can, like, with some good creativity, you'd be surprised what somebody can pull off with a level 0 spell. I once used, so, for example, there's one level 0 spell in the game called Firebolt. Quite simply, you throw a little fireball at someone, it does like 1d4 damage. It's nothing crazy, right? But what's nice about it is, 1, it's a cantrip, so you can do it as many times as you want without wasting your stronger spell slots. And 2, it's still fire. So when your DM casually shows you that there's a explosive barrel in the room, Firebolt becomes very fun to use. Anyways, yeah, so that's Fireball. So yeah, basically, it's Fireball but small. It's a small Fireball. You have Fireball is its own spell. And now, everyone who's played D&D has probably heard the meme. Fireball isn't the question. It's the answer. But yeah, anyways, so Fireball just fixes every problem. Your party's in a bad situation, got the boss monologuing in front of you, Fireball. Doors locked, Fireball. Your steak's undercooked, and you're mad at the chef, but you're too awkward to ask the chef to continue cooking it for you, Fireball. But yeah, anyways. Firebolt is very similar to Fireball, as the name would suggest. It's just small. So while Fireball will, you know, delete an entire room, Firebolt will delete a single person. And then as you go up in spell levels, spells get significantly more powerful. I would say that the scaling for spells when it comes to spell tiers is pretty much exponential. By the time you hit level 9 spells, you are breaking the laws of reality itself. So do take that into consideration whenever you're creating a character. Level 9 spells are funny. Your DM will hate you for using level 9 spells, but they'll let you use them anyway because it's fun. And too awkward to ask, so instead burn you and everything you love. Look, you know, you're sitting at a restaurant, you get your steak, the steak's undercooked, you're upset, but you want to tell them that you're upset with the service, but you're kind of too awkward to say it. What do? Blow up the table. Easy solution to your problem. But in a cute way. You gotta hit them with the ooh woo before you explode their establishment. But yeah. So that's effectively the general gist of character creation. Usually, as you're going, your DM will also be there to help you. The last thing I forgot to mention is armor class, right? So armor class is usually derived from 3 different statistics. You have a base armor class of 10. It is always 10 by default. It can never go below 10 unless you have like some armor debilitating ability like acid affecting your character. But by default, the minimum armor class for everyone in the game is 10. Now, you can raise this by A, being more dexterous, because the faster you move, the harder you are to hit the oh my god, I can't speak anymore, my brain is fried. The harder you move, the harder you move, help me. Honnêtement, je vais parler en français, je pense que ça va être plus facile. Pourquoi est-ce que c'est plus facile que je parle en français maintenant? Oh, okay. My brain is doing that thing where it switches languages, that's why I can't speak English. Okay, that's fine. The harder we move. The faster you move, the harder you are to hit. Fuck. God damn it. Je te jure, c'est plus facile. Je jure, c'est plus facile que à parler en français maintenant. Je sais pas pourquoi. C'est comme mon cerveau a décidé. Non, maintenant on parle en français. English, Nobu. Manifest English. Ah, okay. Too zoomy to be bonked. Exactly. So, the higher dexterity you have, the harder you are to hit. So, in this case, we have +1 dexterity, which means we have +1 AC. That being said, we're a spellcaster. Let's assume we're not wearing armor, because usually heavy armor comes with the possibility of failing spells. Something about it being hard to move and do the proper movements for spellcasting while you're wearing armor. So, if you wear armor as a spellcaster, it will usually cause your spells to fail. More so if you're wearing heavier armor than light armor, but armor in general will cause your spells to fail. Hence why there are spells that grant you magical armor. My 6 years of French is failing me, lol. Hehe. But yeah, so in this case, we have no armor, so we're getting 0 bonus from armor. We have no shield, so we're not getting a shield bonus. And we have no spells up currently because we're just in character creation. So, the only bonuses we're really getting to our AC right now is our dexterity, which is +1, and thus our armor class is 11. Because it's 10 base, +1 dexterity, +0 everything else. And so there you go. That's all the hard math, at least, of it. Thank you for joining my ADHD zoomy TED Talk, but anyways, that being said, how long have I been going at this? An hour and a half? An hour and 40 minutes. Damn, okay. So yeah, I don't think we actually have time to start making D&D characters based on the viewers tonight, but I do want to make that a thing. I want to do that. So I'm probably gonna set something up for that. I think that would be fun. That being said, we'll switch back to just chatting for a bit, and then I'll probably head out. Whoosh. There we go. You have successfully influenced the fox. Indeed you have. It's a great idea. I just didn't have time tonight. Unfortunately, I wanted the stream to go a bit longer, but I was leaving work, and then I only found out as I was leaving work tonight that my grandmother was coming over for supper. So like, you know, I can't like stream while I have guests over. It's not polite. So I had to be a good host first. You had a good idea. I'll say it again. It was a really good idea. I really like it. It's too late for him, Tortons. Nobu, put it away. No. I want my coffee. It's okay, I'm not actually drinking coffee at this time. I'd have to be insane to do something like that. Even I know my limits. I might be insane, but I abide by one rule. Despite no matter how bad my coffee addiction gets, and it gets pretty bad. No coffee after 8. Actually, no coffee after 7. That's my one rule. Like, I am addicted to the bean juice. The bean juice makes me go burr. But if I drink coffee after 7, I'm just not sleeping, and I already have a bad enough sleep schedule. So like, it's already hard enough for me to go to sleep without coffee in my system. If I drink coffee after 7, I'm up till 5 in the morning. And I don't want that, because I have to get up for work at 5 in the morning. So that would suck. I have energy drink, so I'm saving it for tomorrow. I've never really liked energy drinks. I don't know. It's like the flavor. I don't know. My brain just doesn't like it. It doesn't compute with my brain. That being said, I'm a bitch for the Starbucks one though. Because it has coffee. It's like half coffee, half energy drink, and I die for it. It's so good. I just go to work sleep deprived. That's a mood, honestly. You know that I've legitimately used the Hulk meme on my boss before. You know the one where like Captain America's looking at Bruce Banner and he's like, "What's your secret?" And Bruce Banner's like, "That's my secret, Captain. I'm always angry." Once my boss is like, "You look so tired. Like, are you good?" And I'm like, I looked my boss dead in the eyes, and I told him, "That's my secret, Captain. I'm always tired." And I literally did like the finger snap like point. And he was like so fed up with my shit. I literally, I was like, finger guns, and I snapped too. I was like, that's my secret, Captain. I'm always tired. He was not amused. Not at all. It's okay. I just drink like 4 cups of coffee a day, and it's fine. No worries. I would have been amused. I know, right? It's a good joke. Truly. Oh man, but yeah. I'm like perpetually tired. Recently though, it's been pretty bad. That's kind of why I had to go on like a bit of a forced hiatus. I've like, work has been running me ragged recently, so I've been like getting home and I'm just tired. And I don't know, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so like I feel like if I can't deliver a certain quality of stream, even though all of my streams are scuffed, that aside, I feel like if I can't deliver a certain quality of stream, I'd rather just not stream in the first place. It's a weird mentality, but like, I don't know, it's just like my sense of perfectionism that like causes that. So like the past like 2 weeks, I've been getting home like really tired from work, and I just like, if I stream, it's not really gonna be like, I'm just gonna be EP and like it's not gonna be exciting. There's no point. Yeah, we only had some scuff at the beginning. Tits failed to open, and so one of the cookie redeems wasn't working, but it's okay. We fixed it pretty quickly. We fixed tits pretty good. You've just got that je ne sais quoi. I like how that literally just translates to the you've got the I don't know what. Question is, what? See, I know words. You do. Congratulations. Yay. The ADHD. That is true. That is what I have. My brain, Mikey, Adora bro, how's it going? My brain functions on 2 modes. Zero motivation mode, or hey, I know it's 3 AM in the morning, but like I want to write a novel. That is the 2 modes I experience in my head. Hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate. Asta, what's up? How's it going? We just be chilling now. I did a bit of a tutorial on like DnD stuff. It was a bit all over the place, because brain go burr apparently tonight, but it's fine. I'm sure it's mostly understandable. Probably. Maybe. Perchance. It was good, yay! And don't forget, of course, I didn't really cover like where to look for stuff, but there's plenty of like websites online that like you can basically just look at the feats and stuff like that are available to your character. All kinds of like optimized builds and YouTube videos on like what like to help you with like planning out your character build. There's all kinds of resources for D&D. It's not something hard to find for sure. You missed it. No, it's okay. I'm probably gonna chill offline, like off stream. So I mean, if you still need help with your character, Mike, I'm happy to help you. I just probably won't be streaming. That's all. I kind of know how to make a character, but it was a really good refresher. Yeah, it's fun. I haven't made too many D&D 5e characters yet because I'm more used to Pathfinder, which is a bit different. Not entirely different, but a bit different. So, like, it was weird. It was weird because I was kind of learning as I was teaching, which is always interesting. But yeah, build crafting is so much fun. I have a few interesting builds that I've been cooking up that I kind of want to try. Dice Goblin mode activation. I have so many dice. I literally have like 4 separate sets of dice on my desk right at this moment as we speak. I've got like a nice like yellow and red like marble set. Got a simple like all black dice set with red red lettering. That one's kind of cool. For those like more like dark and edgy characters. I've got one set of gold-plated dice. I don't think it's real gold because I bought it on Amazon for like 40 bucks, but like, you know, they're pretty nice. Throw the D4s on the ground. I can drop my D20. It's metal. It's made out of steel. You want me to drop my D20? I can throw it across the room and everyone would probably hear it. That was on the other side of my room, I'd like to say. That was my D20 impacting the floor. I dropped it like a good... That was like a good like 6 feet away from the microphone. What was the roll? Hey, that's not bad. It was a 16. We take that. Definitely not a bad roll. I'm happy with 16. Step on the D4. That's like literally like stepping on a caltrop. Like D4s are just solid caltrops when you think about it, because caltrops are like nails arranged in like a pyramid pattern so that one nail is always facing upwards. So if you step on caltrops, you're stepping on a nail. Doesn't matter. Well, D4s are always land so that the sharp part is facing upwards. Therefore, D4s are literally just caltrops for dice goblins. Do you play DnD? Is someone breaking into your home? Use D4s. They'll never see it coming. But you're definitely gonna hear it when they step on it. Honestly though, my D4s scare me. I could literally stab my finger with this thing. That's how sharp it is. Like, the plastic ones aren't so bad because they're plastic. Like, it's not really sharp. It would suck to step on this, but like, it's not that bad. Like, if you press your finger against it, it's not gonna hurt. The metal ones, it's literally sharp at the tip. Like, if I pressed this hard to my finger, I would literally stab myself. These are dangerous. I need to send a meme, hold on. A meme? I like memes. Pointy in my server. Ooh, okay. Memes. I wouldn't even be surprised if that's actually like a legitimate thing. D4s are actually just caltrops that we disguise them as dice to make it less ubiquitous. Oh, that's great. I love that. I do find it hilarious how people actually thought DnD was like a satanic ritual at one point. Just because the game has like demons and devils in it. It's like people lost their shit. It's so funny to think about. Like, oh no, they're role-playing. There's devils in their video game. Meanwhile, 10 years later, Doom comes out. No one bats an eye. Like, actually. If DnD would have come out 10 years later, there would have been no problem. Humans are weird. For real. We are. Oh man. But yeah, I've had some interesting experiences with D&D though. You're not a Uman, you're a fox, silly. Yeah, sometimes I forget that. I've hiding among the humans for so long. Sometimes I kind of forget. You know, you get used to like I get used to like shape-shifting throughout the entire day. Day 798 of being of pretending to be a human. They still don't know I'm a fox boy. You know, that actually brings up the interesting point. It's really funny being a VTuber at like an anime convention, but not actually going as a VTuber, just going for fun. Because like, the thought always kind of hits you at some point while you're there. You know, you're standing at an anime convention, there's hundreds of people around you, and you're just kind of there like, man, no one here knows I'm actually a VTuber. It's like, truly like, the most undercover feeling. All these people and none of them realize I am VTuber. I'm VTuber. Our collective brain cell hard at work again. Oh my god, you literally typed it as I said it. That's hilarious. Secret Agent Nobu. Don't. I had an elevator experience like that not too long ago. You see? Exactly my point. It's like, whenever I stand in like a crowded area now, it just, the thought always like sneaks up at the back of my mind. It's like, man, all these people near me, and they don't know I'm a VTuber.
Hello there.
That's crazy. Cursed! Thank you for the follow. How go? It really is the most wild thing though. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh no, I'm actually out of water now. Okay. Well, I'm out of water. Time to yeet this across the room. Yeet! Anyways. I wonder if my microphone actually picked that up. Posture check, thank you. I heard it land. Oh, that's great. Why are you just throwing stuff today? I don't know. I'm just chaotic. It's been such a long day. I'm in like a weird state right now. It's, I don't know if anyone ever has this. It's like that strange state where you're like so tired you can literally crash out the second you hit a pillow, but also you're like full of energy and you don't want to go to sleep. Like, I could simultaneously crash out instantly, but also I'm bouncing off the walls right now. For no given reason. Bedtime zoomies, actually. Like, actually bedtime zoomies. Yes, that's the ADHD LMAO. Honestly, I think I'm just acting up right now. It do be. I crave violence and making my D&D sheet while feeling the zoomies. Honestly. Actually, it is getting pretty late on my stream, and I do need to work on some stuff. For those of you who are here that I'm gonna be doing D&D stuff with, I'll probably be chilling, honestly, for a bit, so if you guys are working on that, I don't mind helping out. On that note, I am getting, like, I've got Zooms So I'm getting EP, but I want to start unwinding so I do actually fall asleep. So I think we're gonna call stream here so I can start unwinding a bit. And yeah. Almost 4 AM gang for me and Mikey. Hey, honestly, that was me on Friday. I stayed up until 5 AM playing Elden Ring. Go eep. No promises. Maybe I'll go right until I get bored and then eventually sleep. I should raid Goose. Is Goose streaming? I haven't actually had... he's never streaming at the same time as I am. Is he actually live right now? Goose is live right now. Hey, yo. Hearts of Iron 4. Oh. Would be cool. Let me see if there's someone doing something equally chill though. We got rigging stream. No, an ad break. Wow, that was terribly timed. Raid your friends. It doesn't matter if the vibes are different. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Okay. I try and keep the same vibes, but you know, yeah, you have a good point. When is Goose actually streaming at the same time as me anyways, actually? That is a good point. Let's go raid Goose. I haven't had the chance to actually go say hello yet. Oh shoot, wait, we're in an ad break though. I wanna say goodbye to everyone before. For the people who have Zoomies, switch up the vibes to keep them on their toes. Good point. We're gonna just give it a minute and a half. I don't think the raid timer is gonna let me do this that long. Okay, wait, we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait till the end of the ad break. Ugh. Perfectly timed ad in this case was not perfectly timed. Okay, don't worry about it. That's fine. We just chill for a bit, an extra minute, and then we say goodbye and we go raid Goose. Let me actually start prepping the prepping the raid stuff. We're gonna go here, here, here. We're gonna go. What was it again? Exclamation mark raid, I think. Go. Where's my dashboard? I forget what the command is. No, he has to stay with us non-AD people a little longer. How tragic. No. Truly tragic. Now, I love staying with you guys. It's fun. So I'm here in the first place. You guys, chilling with you guys makes my day, honestly. Okay, there we go. So yeah, it's exclamation mark raid. Let's get his tag. I'm gonna raid the killer Goose, a good friend of mine. Let's just get a message going. There we go. It's gonna post a message in chat that we can copy paste, and then we can go raid. There we go. Dice to nukes. We're rolling in from a world of whispers to watch a Canadian conquer the nuclear wasteland. I love that. Hell yeah, let's go for that. Feel free to copy paste, and let's head in. Let's go and raid. Hold on, let me just start this timer. I realize I have to wait 10 seconds. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm excited. But yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. I hope you had a good time. I sure did. It's been a while since I've done like a chill stream like this, so it was nice. I definitely have the zoomies. I'm all over the place. That being said, bye. Have a good night. I'm not streaming tomorrow because it's Tuesday and I'm usually busy on Tuesdays, but I will see you all Wednesday night for something. I still have no idea what I'm doing on Wednesday. Until then, have a great day tomorrow, everyone, and I will see you Wednesday. Bye!